Daniel Negreanu is looking down on King 10 offsuit. Pre-flop, this is Negreanu doing what every good straddler dreams of doing, punishing the limp fest. 4 players just flicking calls against his live straddle, essentially telling him, we do not have a raising hand. When he looks down at King 10 offsuit, it is not a monster, but in this configuration it becomes a weapon.
I'll go against my better judgment with this one.
He wants to play.
He bumps it up to 5,400, a size that taxes all the junky limp ranges and creates real money in the middle. Tony G decides to come along with Queen 3 suited. That call is very Tony. He has position, he has a suited hand, and he loves chaos. Strategically, it is loose but not insane when deep. And he gets Negreanu heads up, and that Negreanu is raising wide enough that post-flop aggression will matter more than raw hand strength. Once everyone else gets out of the way, those assumptions are live. This pot is now all about who tells the better story.
I have no idea what you have, just for the record.
The flop comes 7-8 jack with 2 spades, an absolute smash for the kind of hands Tony is supposed to defend with, and a very awkward board for a one-and-done c-bet from Negreanu. Negreanu checks with King 10. That check looks passive, but it quietly keeps his range uncapped. Tony, however, with Queen 3 of spades, does something that really shapes the hand. He takes the free card, and with it, he keeps his range face up. The turn is the 9, and that card flips the script in a way neither of them can see from the outside. Negreanu goes from decent equity to third best possible straight, but he does not rush to grab chips. He checks again. That second check is powerful. From Tony's seat, it looks like weakness, or at best, some kind of marginal showdown hand that did not want to bluff the flop and is now scared of the ever-worsening texture. For Tony, the 9 actually helps too. He now has Queen high with a gut shot to the 10 and his flush draw still live. The river pairs the jack, and this is where the hand becomes all about missed opportunity.
I got a straight.
Unbelievable. I mean, why can't I hit one time? It's like, I can't hit one hand. Played it so big, like, can't hit a hand at all.
Well, Daniel scoops up a nice pot of almost $64,000.
Set. We have a straddle.
Okay.
What's this?
This is $28.
$28?
$28.
Pre-flop, this is Negreanu's dream scenario. Pocket aces on a loose table and Viffer in the blinds doing Viffer things.
If you check, I'm going to bet this one. I'm going to Barry G it.
All right. I don't want to check then.
Oh, I'm going to probably raise you.
The flop comes a board that quietly does both players a favor.
That's not even a check. That's like just a waste of space.
Viffer hits bottom pair with backdoor spades, just enough to feel involved, while Negreanu's aces are still comfortably ahead of all the random one pair and draw heavy holdings Viffer can show up with.
How much is that?
54.
That pre-flop 400 is already out there, and now Negreanu bumps it to 5,400, essentially saying, if your dark action meant anything, prove it. The turn brings a real problem card for Negreanu. Viffer now picks up a live flush draw on top of his pair, and the board suddenly connects with a lot of the speculative stuff he can have. Negreanu makes it 12,400, a disciplined value bet that also charges all those new draws. Viffer now springs the real pressure.
Why do you always raise me?
You're not really betting. That's not really a bet.
Bumping it to 41,400. That raise is doing 2 things. With his actual hand, it is semi-bluffing for maximum equity realization, and in terms of image, it is telling Negreanu, I'm not just clicking buttons, I can absolutely have 2 pair, a set, or a strong combo draw. Folding aces to this guy on this card feels painful.
Interesting card coming.
And with position and stack behind, Negreanu decides to call and take a river.
Oh my God. What are you doing, Viffer? He's mashing my brain into bits.
Missed spades stay missed. 7 to 8 gets there, but is only one of many possible draws.
Oh boy. I really wish you would have bet like 50 or 60,000. Oh, this is gonna be so pansy-like. I'm the biggest pansy of all time. I'm such a chicken, only because you're so creative and tricky and all this funky stuff. You could actually bet 400, hope I make a legit raise, and then just boom, blow me off the hand. And I'm too scared of that. Just flat out, fear. This is just a fear call.
He calls.
That means this will make the highlight reels.
What do you got?
Nothing, of course.
Oh,
but
good. It's good for me. I almost folded, I swear. I really did.
Have a 3.
I almost folded, I absolutely swear. I mean, not on the river, but...
Daniel Negreanu is looking down on 5-4 suited. Pre-flopman. This is a classic clash between perceived strength and disguised equity. Johanna 3-bets big with ace-queen, exactly the kind of hand that wants to isolate the opener and play a bloated pot from position.
Okay, I bet.
Negreanu flats on the button with 5-4 of hearts, fully aware that he is dominated high card-wise but armed with a hand that smashes low, connected boards. Once George gets out of the way, Johanna thinks she has created a clean heads-up spot against a capped calling range,
I pay.
when in reality she has invited one of the worst possible suited connectors to the party. The flop comes a disaster for Johanna's range. Her overcards and backdoor possibilities shrink in value while Negreanu quietly connects as hard as it gets, a made straight with a live flush draw. When she continuation bets 100,000, it is completely standard. This is the board she is supposed to attack after 3-betting pre. Negreanu just check calls, and that passive line is lethal. From her side, it looks like exactly what she wants to see. The turn brings the ace, finally giving Johanna top pair on top of her draw and seemingly flipping the script. She barrels 200,000, and now Negreanu springs the trap, check raising to 500,000. That raise is polar, strong value, or big bluffs, and against most players, ace-queen with a strong draw feels too good to fold.
500. 3 more.
Negreanu's line almost never contains bluffs here. He has been slow playing on an ultra-wet flop, and the ace is a perfect card for him to attack.
I'm all in.
I call.
An all-in and a call.
I have it. She has a flush draw too?
4 5 of hearts for
8 of hearts for her. Sick hand, huh?
That doesn't help her.
That was very unlucky.
Wow, what a hand.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at pocket tens. Pre-flop begins with a standard yet deceptive setup involving 3 very different playing styles. Negreanu, operating from position, opens the pot to 2,500, looking to thin the field. Phil Laak, holding ace-queen offsuit, finds himself in a spot where many aggressive pros would 3-bet to isolate the opener. However,
Just calls.
he keeps Negreanu's range wide, but he also invites the third player into the mix. Rick Salomon, never one to turn down a cheap flop with a suited connector, comes along with 6-3 suited. We head to the flop 3-way, with Negreanu holding a strong pair and Laak holding a hand that dominates the Broadway portion of Negreanu's range, but is currently just ace-high. The flop creates a massive disparity in equity. Negreanu has flopped bottom set, hitting his 10 to create a monster. The king on top is the perfect disguise. It connects heavily with Negreanu's perceived pre-flop raising range, allowing him to represent a top pair while actually holding a set. Salomon checks his air, and Negreanu fires a bet of 5,500. This is where Phil Laak makes a questionable decision that defines his sticky play style. He holds a gut shot straight draw. Against a tight player, this is an easy fold. But against Negreanu, who is capable of continuation betting with pure air or a smaller pair like 8s or 9s, Laak convinces himself that his hand has showdown value. The turn brings the king, pairing the board. This is the magic card for Negreanu. He improves to a full house, 10s full of kings. He is now unbeatable.
Fires 18.
Really, Danielson? 18, Danielson?
Too late to change my mind now.
It's true, you're kind of committed to that.
I'd show you a card, but they're both the same.
I'm afraid you have 2 10s. How can I call? I can't call, I fold.
I have 2 10s. I have 2 10s. What do you mean I'm afraid? How did you know that? You didn't have a king, obviously.
No, I didn't have a king.
I did have 2 10s. Well done. Where does that rank? Like, as far as my face, do you believe that I was telling the truth or lies? Because we're mixing that up now.
I thought you had 3 10s.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at 10-7 offsuit, but Seaver has raised to $1,300 with pocket 5s, and Hashem has called with Jack 10 suited.
Uh-oh, this is Daniel's favorite hand, and it's actually gotten him into trouble in the big game before.
Re-raises on the button to 5,200.
He knows Seaver's range is wide and Hashem's flat is vulnerable. Even though it's his favorite hand, he's trying to play the players, not the cards.
This raise is about letting them know that he's going to give them a hard time this hand if they decide to play along.
Scott Seaver is really hoping Daniel has an overpair so that he has the right implied odds to make this call.
Hashem folded, so heads up to the flop. King, deuce, queen. Seaver checks the best hand.
Negreanu knows Seaver could easily have king-queen here after raising and then calling Daniel's re-raise pre-flop. But why would he check? Daniel smells weakness, and that's usually when he gets curious.
He reps, betting 6,200.
Looks like Scott's gonna peel.
He calls.
Hashem wants his cards back.
6 of spades on the turn. Seaver checks.
Daniel still got just 10 high. This is one of the dangers of having a favorite hand.
Daniel does not look like he's about to check. After just calling the flop and checking the turn, Negreanu is probably putting Seaver on a draw or the weak pocket pair he does indeed have. He's thinking, if I apply the right pressure now, Seaver might just fold and give me all the money.
Daniel does fire that third barrel, making it 14,200 to go.
I could justify Scott's call on the flop thinking maybe Daniel would shut down after one bet, but Daniel certainly hasn't shut down.
Seaver keeps it going. He calls.
Seaver's totally stationing Negreanu.
You mean like a calling station?
Exactly.
4 clubs on the river. Seaver checks.
Sick.
Daniel fires 36,000.
Seaver is capped, checked every street, and never repped strength. Daniel has nothing, but he knows Seaver is weak enough to fold. This is a masterclass.
Folds the winner.
Phew-wee. You had me staring. I had my favorite hand. You know what that is?
10-7?
7 of diamonds and 10 of clubs specifically. Can't believe I got away with a bluff.
Daniel Negreanu is holding Queen Jack offsuit. He opens to $2,500. That's a bread and butter late position open, dominates the Queen 10 and Jack 10 holdings that call too often, has blockers to 3 bets, and plays cleanly post-flop in position. 3 callers flatten with wide capped ranges, offsuit broadways, suited aces, suited connectors, paired high card textures heavily favor the pre-flop raiser because he has all the strong Queen X and slow-played overpairs. Many callers arrive with 8x, pocket pairs, floats, or the diamond backdoors. Negreanu continuation bets $6,000 into a multi-way field, small sizing that targets folds from ace-high and underpairs while keeping dominated Queen X and diamond draws in. When Hashem continues, his range is mostly Queen X, pocket pairs stubbornly peeling, and diamond hands. Ace-high floats with backdoor equity also show up. The board double pairs, which is a dream card for the raiser's Queen X. Negreanu's value density jumps because any queen now makes a full house, and his bluffs retain good fold equity against stubborn pocket pairs and busted backdoors. He bets $12,000, again a pressure, but keep worse in sizing. Given action, Hashem is rarely trapping queens. He's weighted to diamonds, ace-high floats, and the occasional pocket pair praying for a river miracle. That river improves a lot of Hashem's floats to 1 pair of aces, but it doesn't dent Negreanu's nut edge. Queens still bowed up, 8s don't exist for Hashem often, and missed diamonds remain abundant. After Hashem checks the 3rd time, Negreanu fires $27,000 for clear value.
As we young internet kids say, you're polarized. Isn't that right, Jose?
Yeah.
It's polarized.
It's
Right?
polarized.
You haven't fuffled. Show me one.
Okay.
Daniel shows the jack.
I fold.
Oh, damn it.
Daniel Negreanu has pocket kings.
Raises.
Queen high.
Queen high.
He opens the pot to $1,200, a classic early position flex that targets the blinds and sets up a pot he can steer in position. Phil Hellmuth, smooth, calls, choosing pot control and range protection over a thin 3-bet. Eugene Kachalov comes along as well with ace-9, content to realize in position and take a multi-way flop against 2 ranges that can play face-up on ace-high textures. Kachalov checks the ace-high flop, protecting a top-pair hand with a middling kicker and letting the action declare itself. Negreanu checks behind. Pocket kings hate attacking into 2 players on an ace board, and the slow down keeps weaker hands and bluffs alive while controlling the pot. Hellmuth takes the invitation and fires $1,200, a small stab meant to fold out nothing hands and price set against exactly these cautious checks. Kachalov calls, signaling he is not afraid of a little heat with top pair. Negreanu overcalls, a cagey line that keeps both ranges uncapped and disguises the true strength of kings by wearing the same hoodie as Ace-X.
You too, Daniel?
Yeah.
My God.
You didn't expect 2 calls,
No,
right?
I
Just one.
was expecting 1 call.
No.
All three check the turn after the 8 rolls off. That card changes little. Kachelov sees no need to inflate with his kicker problem. Helmuth's one-and-done bluff correctly shuts down into 2 sticky ranges, and Negreanu continues the sandbag, preserving the option to spring value or bluff catch on rivered scare cards. The river drops the king of clubs and the trap wakes up. Kachelov leads $4,200, thin value that hopes to get paid by worse aces and denies a free showdown to stubborn pairs. Negreanu answers with a raise to $14,200, selling a story consistent with a slow-played monster or a patient ace that improved, and crucially targeting the very hand Kachelov is value betting.
I think Phil's Hollywooding a bit here since he bet out on the flop.
Helmuth gets out of the way, his earlier poke having run its course. Faced with a credible, disciplined raise from a player who never overbets his bluffs, Kachelov has to reassess whether ace-9 is really a cash-out hand or a tip jar.
And Eugene folds.
I had at least that.